Hello everyone, this is Dan Riley for Sports Talk. Well, that was underwhelming, wasn't it? Tom Brady led the Buccaneers to a 38-7 rout of the Kansas City Chiefs in one of the most forgettable Super Bowls ever played. It was as if the Chiefs didn't even belong in the same stadium as the Bucs, and we're all left to wonder what happened. This year's Super Bowl is a reminder of other ones that just couldn't live up to the hype. Let's take a long, painful look at a list of Super Bowls that couldn't deliver on our expectations. Full disclosure, most of these games will be from the past 3 decades, and these aren't in any particular order. First up, let's go back 2 decades to January of 2001, back when the Giants took on the Baltimore Ravens in Super Bowl 35. That game is best remembered as the game where Ray Lewis won his first Lombardi Trophy. Yes, 3 touchdowns may have been scored in 36 seconds, but even as an 11-year-old, I could understand this was about what the Ravens were able to do defensively. They absolutely dominated in a way that resonates to this day, with Lewis being named MVP. Simply put, Kerry Collins didn't have a prayer. Now, it's one thing when a team is clearly outmatched like what happened in that game. It's quite another when we had to watch Super Bowl 40, a game better remembered for horrible, horrible officiating. To this day, I guarantee you, guys who played for the 2005 Seahawks curse those refs under their breath as they doze off to sleep. Given a moronic clipping call was made against Matt Hasselbeck for simply trying to make a tackle after throwing an interception, honestly, I can't blame him. It's just terrible knowing Jerome Bettis' lone Super Bowl title is better known for the refs than anything the Steelers did to win that game. Those alive in 1985, meanwhile, remember a dominant performance by the Bears defense in a game that was merely a cameo appearance by the Pats long before Tom Brady was drafted by New England 199th overall. Chicago won 46-10 in a game some contend was like watching a Pop Warner team play last year's Super Bowl champion. Some New England residents probably used the original broadcast of that game to scare their kids away from trying to follow in Tom Brady's footsteps. Honestly, America wasted its time tuning into that game. Now, Super Bowl 37 between John Gruden's Buccaneers and his former team, the Raiders, may have ended 48-21 in favor of the Bucs, but it wasn't even that close. Much has been made of Gruden's knowledge of Oakland's offense, which he helped install while he was there. I don't need to add anything to that. Super Bowl 37 was merely a prime example of a Super Bowl that was over before the pregame coin toss. Finally, my list ends with Super Bowl 50, a game that saw the Broncos take an early lead and never let up. There was very little scoring, both defenses dominated, and the only thing people remember about that game, celebrating the Super Bowl's golden anniversary, is a red zone fumble by Cam Newton. That's it. That is all we remember about that game. The Broncos won 24-10, and to say this game was overhyped is just being polite. Much like the Bucs win in Super Bowl 55 this year, all these games are a reminder that we cannot expect a Super Bowl to be memorable to anyone outside the markets of the two teams playing in the game. Being the game it is, football is teams coming into the game with many, many starters on injured reserve, which can damage a team's scoring potential, not just its defense. Heck, teams get an extra week to study their opponents anyway. Everyone in Tampa is celebrating their win, and congrats to them. But nothing about this game involving the actual play on the field will be discussed any time in the future. It was just Tom Brady being Tom Brady and Kansas City having an awful day. This will just be another notch in the win column for Tom Brady's record in the Super Bowl. The aughts were a decade of many memorable Super Bowls, but honestly, the late 2010s won't have that same magic. The Super Bowl is just a game where the two best teams see who's got the most gas left in the tank. The next time Fox, CBS, or NBC hype their broadcast of an upcoming Super Bowl, let's all take it with a grain of salt. The best NFL teams take a beating during the season, meaning they won't have the same stamina, let alone the lineup, as they did on opening week. Adrenaline is the only fuel guys have coming opening kickoff on Super Sunday, and that isn't enough for a team to score 50-plus points on the game's biggest stage. Let's remember that this time next year, when Super Bowl 56 is just a week away. This is Dan Riley for Sports Talk. Thank you so much for tuning in, and so long.